Those of you that like driving at night, you have to be really careful. This guy was kidnapped around Lokogoma, Abuja, and the kidnappers demanded a ransom of 3 billion naira. The story you're about to hear is going to make you worry about your security in Nigeria. This is his story.
Hi, my name is Gideon Sule. I was kidnapped here in Abuja, and the kidnappers demanded a ransom of 3 billion naira, but I ended up paying 500,000 naira. Those of you that have cars in Abuja and love to drive late at night, please listen to my story.
Oh my goodness, bro, I can't believe you got kidnapped and they requested a ransom of 3 billion naira.
Yes, they did. It was like...
How did it all happen?
Well, last year, April 2nd, on a Sunday, 2023, we were driving. I was not the one driving, actually. It was one of my brothers. I was driving my mom's car, and we were going towards Apo from Lokogoma axis. And suddenly, we were on an untarred road. We just started getting gunshots. I've never been involved with anything gun, so I don't know. When we asked the bike guys that were by the road that were parked what that sound was, they said it was tire that busted or something. So we didn't even think too much about it. We're just going forward, and only for us to start seeing gunshots like directed at us. The guy that was with me, that was my brother, he froze. I had to move the gear to reverse. He tried reversing and the car got stuck in like a bush, a farm behind us.
Wow.
Before we could even say anything, these guys opened the car and told us to calm down.
Wait. While you guys were reversing, you could actually see people with gun coming towards, approaching people.
Yes,
so the fear trying to reverse, you guys got into a ditch.
Yeah.
Wow. How many were there, those guys?
I think they were around about six.
Six. They were armed.
Yes.
What kind of weapon?
Well, they were holding guns and dagger.
Jesus. There was no police station around there or police checkpoint?
Well, the closest police station from that place was around, let's say, 5 minutes.
5 minutes drive. Yeah. And the police did not know what was going on?
No, at least to the best of my knowledge. It was only when we were released that we got to know what was happening.
Okay, continue from where they caught you.
Well, they told us to lie down on the ground, and one was shooting beside my head. So, obviously, we're scared. And next thing, they carried us into the bush. There were bushes around that area. So they carried us into the bush, and we had to start going. They told us to be quiet. I was wearing this bright Nigerian jersey, this light lemon green or something. So they asked me to take it off, and they collected it from me, and we were going. At the point when they hear any sound, they will tell us to lie down. Mind you, this bush, like a forest or something, in between trees, they will tell us to lie down when they hear any sound. And then when they are sure that the coast is clear, they will tell us to continue. So we went further into the bush. At the point, they kept us inside one mud house like that, just uncompleted by the road. Told us to lie down. Ants were climbing on our body. At the point, I was feeling sleepy, but then the fear will not let you sleep. And after that, we'll pass some streams. They will tell us to jog. If you are not jogging, they'll flog you. Like, we were jogging and trekking for a long time, for what felt like maybe 6 to 7 hours, because it was the night. We left the house around 9 in the night. So we're there till 4 hours. Then we got to somewhere like a bridge in between, like in the middle of nowhere. So
in Abuja?
Yes. In fact, at the point, I felt like, because of the distance we had trekked and jogged, I felt we had come out of Abuja. So at point, they told us to lie down. Something that felt like a bridge. At that time, you are not processing things well. You are just praying for yourself to be free. And that day in our church, Mercy Chinwo came to minister. So her songs and Moses Bliss songs were playing in my head. I was just singing them and praying. At the point, I was almost losing faith because, my dad is late. So in my head, what I was just thinking was, because when they got us to that bridge part, they will come to each of us, put dagger on our necks, and be telling us that we are going to pay 3 billion naira.
Wow.
So the fear was crazy. At that point, I felt they were going to kill us there. So I was communicating with them with Hausa. They will speak a dialect that I didn't understand, but they seemed like Fulani guys. So I was communicating with them. They will speak that dialect to themselves, and then to me, they will speak Hausa. And then there was a guy, one of them that understand pidgin English. You know, he was at the point he would tell me that they told him that me I'm making money, that I was a car, that this and that. They asked us what we're doing. We were three that were kidnapped. Later got to find out that the third guy with us was a boat driver. So they were stopping people that were with car. So apparently it's like they felt like those with car could pay their ransom. So we climbed a couple of hills and we ended up at one mountain. We had to climb the mountain, very steep mountain. And at the point it was like as if I was going to fall. They were separate in the bush. You would think that they've missed their way. Some will go one way, and next thing you see them together without phone. I don't know how they knew the terrain, or like they were used to the terrain, you know. So they kept us in one cave. My clothes, they cut it and used it to tie my eyes, and then they tied my hand behind. They tied all of us. Sometimes they will be nice. Sometimes they will just be harsh.
They didn't call your family?
Later in the evening, when my eyes were open a bit, they brought us out of the mountain, out of the cave, and they will call my family, and I'll talk with them. They will tell my family that my family should pay so ransom. They started from 3 billion. Then like that,
3 billion.
I was begging them. They say there's something about my body that people feel like
you're a big man.
Very, you know. So they were calling me Oga there. They were calling me Oga. It was funny, and it was funny because they will come. They will say, Oga, sorry. One of them will tell, and their leader was very nice to us. It was very nice. And then the other ones were not so nice. They will even one of the other ones will threaten us that they will kill us. And I will tell them, okay, just kill me, you know.
So how much? When they said 3 billion, what was your family's response?
No, they didn't even tell my family 3 billion.
Okay.
The 3 billion was what they told us.
Okay, what is okay?
Yes. So we were telling them that where will we see 3 billion from? You know. Later they now reduced it to 100 million. They said, since I'm the biggest person there, I'll pay 100 million. The boat driver that
forget big body.
It's crazy. Like the boat driver that was with us, they told him that one is after, at least it's older than the other boy that was with us. You know, they told him that you pay 70 million. At the point they brought us out of the cave, they put one heavy stone from the mountain on my back with my hand still tied behind me, and they put their gun in my ear, and they called my mom. They called her and they were telling her, and the gun was so deep in my ear that it was so painful. And you know, as you are screaming like that, my mom was hearing. I could hear my mom crying on the phone. Tears started dropping from my eyes at the point, because hearing my mom's voice, that like I was not as scared all through till as I was when I started speaking with my mom. Tears dropped from my eyes the moment I started speaking with my mom, because I know she has BP issues. At the point when they heard that my mom, because they were insisting that they wanted to speak with my mom, you know, they were emotionally blackmailing her. So it's like she was the one that anytime they tell her anything, she was the one that was scared, taking all they were saying.
And your mom told them that she didn't have any money or something.
She would just tell them that she would go and get the money, that she would go and get the money.
That's the how much? 100 million.
My one was 100 million and the boy 50 million.
That was 150 for two of you. Wow.
So well.
So how did you guys arrive to paying 500,000? Because you mentioned that.
Yes. My family told them in the night that when they were torturing us that they had raised 500,000 naira. Now they told my family not to do transfer, that is cash that they wanted. So they told them that they should get the money and then they should bring 2 packs of malt and 2 packs of pig milk. Now they were very insistent on pig milk, because my people were saying, can they bring 3 crowns? They say no, it must be pig milk. So that you bring 2 packs. Now note that these people were not eating all through. It was only we were only perceiving the smoke, so it was only smoke they were smoking. And then the only time that we could notice anything like it was the drink they gave us to drink. And I was scared to even take that, but you know, we took that. And then
where did they say we should bring the ransom?
Now we didn't know where we were at this point. Right?
Where they tell your family to bring the ransom
We
to?
didn't hear that.
Okay, didn't hear that
We
part.
didn't hear that conversation. So they just told the leader just came to where we were, and he cut the rope with his dagger, and then he says we are going home.
Wow.
In my mind, I didn't believe.
Have they paid the ransom at that point?
No, but they said they should come. So I believe they were on their way then. So I didn't believe that they were going to release us. I felt like maybe, because I've heard a lot of stories that people pay ransom and they'll still kill them. So they kept us somewhere inside that ditch with one of them that was with God.
So where exactly did they ask your family to bring the ransom to?
Now later we got to find out is there's this place called Wasa after Waru and Apple Mechanic going towards Piakasa. So it was close to Piakasa. So that was where they told them to come. Now, when after hours of waiting, in fact at the point I slept off right there. I'd already told my brother that look, if what's come to us, if we see that this guy wants to shoot us, we should just run. If we escape, we escape. If the bullet hits us and we die, at least it will not be as painful as if these guys decide to use knife. So after some hours of waiting, the leader came back to meet us, and then we trekked back to meet. Now the trekking back was short. We now realized that all the hours we spent when they were bringing us were just confuse us and confuse anybody that will be looking for us, because we spent hours when they carried us first. So when we're going back, it felt like maybe 2-3 hours compared to when they first carried us. And they took us to 1-3, and they now opened malt and milk and gave us what we should drink.
I wish this was according to the movies we watch online. America police, they'll put trackers in the milk. Yes, now.
Now these people, I feel like they were giving us because don't see if there's anything that will kill them or something.
They were giving people to test it first.
Yes.
In case they had planted poison in it.
Wow. We drank it, and they now took the rest, and they now give me 2 cans of pig milk and 2 cans of malt that I should give my mom.
Hey, God.
All through, the leader kept telling me, tell your mom, tell your mama we are sorry. He was saying it in Hausa. So he was tell my mom that they are sorry, that it's because of her that they released us. That's what they kept telling us all through. And when they now told us, they pointed at where the people that came to come and pick us, my family, where they were.
And people met them there.
Yes.
Wow, no police was involved.
They warned them that they should not bring police.
So they didn't involve police. Yeah. Wow. Okay. This is crazy. A lot is happening. I'm beginning to worry about my safety. What is going on in this Abuja, in this country, Nigeria? Safety is no longer guaranteed anymore. What's going on?
It's crazy because
this is really bad. You're just lucky to have come out alive. There are people who did not live to tell the story. May God continue to protect us. May we go and return safely.
Amen.
Because we wake up every day, we have goals we want to chase, we have different types of food we plan to eat, things we intend to do, but at the end of the day, you can't even see 2 minutes ahead of your life. How did you deal with the trauma?
Funny enough, I think it took me beyond it recently that I started having anything relating to trauma. I resumed my business like a day or 2 after. I resumed because for me that time.
Were you not scared of driving? Were you not like when you are driving and you hear any strange noise, you won't panic?
Now there was a kidnapping not too far from that place, like weeks after that incident. So that was the first time I had that panic. When I was passing there, I was seeing people around. I like this kind of thing. I'm driving. When I see people around like that, I just start. But then I didn't really have much trauma because, like I said, my dad's death was the thing that traumatized me the most. So like that.
Yeah, I think you are just built differently. I mean, do you know what? I was driving in Abuja around Wuse and I saw some boys. The man was driving. Another guy came to this front side, the front window, was trying to distract him. While that one was distracting him, another guy from this back was trying to enter his car. Me, I thought that the man stopped to even pick people he knew. It was when they were trying to open the door was on central lock. Then the man now looked through the side window and discovered somebody was trying to get into his car. Then he blew off. So, in fact, I was out. Then immediately they saw that I was looking at them. Those boys crossed over, and I was in between two cars. We were waiting for traffic. No, it was late to 8 p.m. I just returned from Adamawa State where I went to film. I just had to wind up, put central lock. My heart was just beating. I was like, God, how do I escape from this? So I can't imagine. Just that little experience, I became extremely conscious. Whenever I'm around traffic, I wind up immediately. And I don't put myself in a tight spot. So in case anything is happening, I'll find a way to zoom off. Yeah, even if it's to break the traffic rule. So I've been living with, and I can't imagine a dagger being held to your neck. Gunshots.
Those ones were
the
scary,
experience.
Actually.
Do you understand like how I think you are built differently because man,
one thing though,
I may never be able to drive for months or even step out of the house after that experience.
No, for me, I didn't have that issue. You know, one thing I had though afterwards was I was careful with my security.
Of course, you'll be very mindful.
I'm not very mindful. In fact, that period, you know, that after that, I started influencing for a couple of security brands that sell security gadgets. You know, I got some of those gadgets on me, like all this pepper spray and you know things like that.
You need to upgrade more than that too. I don't know if let's try to get ourselves going. So I don't know why they say they've banned it in Nigeria because see the country is just it's really crazy. Honestly, a lot is going on. A lot is going on. If you can't afford your own personal security, which a lot of people I know cannot afford. You just need to have something. I understand God cares about us and we pray, but I mean, see how bad the country is. A fuel of 60,000 naira can no longer fill someone's car. So people are desperate. People want to meet up with demand and they don't mind indulging in, you know, evil activities just to put food on their table and that of their family. Most people may not be looking for so much money. They just want to survive because they've been given this life, but they don't have mentorship. They come from a very poor family background. So they are just doing things in their own way to survive because, I mean, this society is becoming something else. We really need to put safety as priority. Wike needs to do something about this because the security in Abuja is not so good at the moment. A lot of terrible things are happening every day. They are going unnoticed. The security operatives are not even aware of it. It's really bad. I know lots of messages I receive from families coming to me that, oh, my son is missing, this one is missing. A lot of things are just going on every day in this society and it's not so good. I'm so happy that you came out alive and you're sharing your story here. People watch this video and they'll be very mindful of the activities. You know, we have to be careful how we move around, do things. You know, so they are set. I'm sure you'll never go to any road that is not tarred anymore.
No, I'm careful. I'm
Once you see certain activities, you know, you just very careful.
I'm more careful with things like that. I'm more careful.
So, from your experience, what is your advice to people who drive at night?
My advice is stop driving at night. One. Secondly, don't take your security with laxity. You may feel like it has not happened to you, but trust me, it's happening around
every day.
You will need as little as even if I'm coming out of my house now, I lock the door. Like even if it's just for like 1 minute, I'm just stepping out, I lock the door. Online, I don't just people. You know, I'm an online person, but I'm careful about what I post. You know, don't just start giving personal things about your life just like that
to people.
Because after some time I started realizing later that the kidnapping was not a random thing. It was like a targeted stuff. But I'm still
skeptical.
I'm still checking. But it was so, you know, I'm careful about what I post.
The fact that there was a police station close by, this will even tell you that police may not be able to guarantee your safety. It's very important you pray and try to just avoid anything that will just make it possible for you to become a victim.
Prayer is very important.
That's what I said now. Prayer is important, but just because you are praying is not enough reason. You have to be careful because even if God is protecting you and you keep making foolish decisions, you
The
get
prayer
yourself
will
into
not-
trouble. Do you understand me?
True,
So
true.
I firmly believe that God cares about his children, but sometimes some people just become unfortunate, either because of lack of foresight,
Yeah.
planning, or being careful. So nobody knows the future. Let's try to be security conscious. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this very episode. Mr. Gideon, thank you for coming on this
Thank
show
you
to
for
share your
having me.
story. I hope that people will be able to learn something from it. And I also hope that security operatives watching this video will be able to make better decisions to safeguard life and properties. These things are really important. Some persons were in a situation, but they never came out of it. And let's see how we can be more security conscious. Thank you for sharing the story. Let's say bye to our viewers. Bye.